The other day, I saw that you went a little bit viral.
A little bit, yeah.
How many views or comments? Or
I think, oh gosh, I can't even count the comments, but I think we're at about 200k nearly on Instagram, about 90k TikTok.
90k TikTok,
Yeah.
and it was because you said that £30,000 a year is not enough. Do you feel like it? So you feel like it's not enough?
Well, I'll tell you this. As of April 2026, the national minimum wage has just risen
To £14.
So if someone around that, if somebody is working a 40-hour week on minimum wage, they are on £26,500. So if you are on 30k and you are an experienced and qualified professional, loads of skills, went to uni, got a degree, and you are being paid £30,000, you are less than £4,000 away from being on minimum wage.
Hi guys, and welcome back to Eubanks Universe. I'm Tony, and today we have two special guests in the studio with us today. The first guest is a mindset and self-esteem coach who is building a thriving community for aspiring female entrepreneurs and has supported countless women break through confidence barriers. My first guest is Coach Chrissy. And guest two is a career coach and the founder of GetYouHired.co.uk. She has helped hundreds of professionals secure job roles that they truly deserve by coaching individuals, especially women, into confidently owning their value.
Thanks for having us.
So the thing is, I personally relate to both of you and what you're trying to do. I actually love what you're doing. As I was growing up, I found it really hard to look for work. Really, really hard, as you know. Doing the CVs, filling out application forms, not getting anything back. The application form takes 2 hours, an hour sometimes, and you don't get nothing back. You don't even get sorry you weren't accepted. So it can just get tedious, and I struggled with that. And even when I got the chance to get an interview, I was so nervous. Like my nerves were just shot. Like I would go in there scared. I had complete imposter syndrome. Literally, I would sit there and be looking at them like, should I be here? Should I cry? Like, I didn't know what to do. And like, where were you guys when I needed you? Especially you, because my confidence was shot to bits, you know? As I've grown up and got older, my confidence has come into with age, I think. It really has come in with age. I don't know what happened or what clicked, but all of a sudden I was confident and I was bold. And
that's really
I started securing jobs. There was one time I had 5 interviews. This was through an agency. And I got 3 jobs from the 5. And I was sitting back thinking, oh my God, I get to choose what job I want. And I was comparing salaries, and I've never had to do that before. So yeah, what got you into coaching? What got you into helping women find careers?
So I've been in the employment space for well over 10 years. No, I'm not going to share my age, but just know I have been doing this for a very long time. And I started off as an employment advisor. I started off helping people that were really struggling to get a job. I'm talking 2 years minimum unemployed, to help them actually find work. But what was important about my role was I couldn't find them any job. I couldn't just be like, yeah, you're at McDonald's, you're going in this nursery, you're doing this. We were also targeted on finding them a role that they can sustain. And so it meant that I had to figure out, okay, I need to find them the right jobs. I can't just get them anything. And literally, that's where Get You Hired came from. It came from working with people on a one-to-one basis, doing more than just, I'm going to do your CV and get you a job. It was, okay, what are you actually good at? What are your strengths? What are your skills? What is going to help your long-term goals? And how can I help you to get there? And then I just became a coach that was constantly getting all of my clients jobs, getting promoted, becoming a team leader. And I realized this is what I love doing. I love helping people. I love helping them realize their value and what roles actually fit their skills, their long-term goals, their family life, whatever it is. And that is where Get You Hired came from.
Well, I think it's an amazing idea.
Thank you.
I wish you was around when I was looking for work, because I really struggled to find work, especially filling out a CV and going on websites like Indeed. They never got back to me. You know, it really affected my confidence, and it really knocked me back to the point where I just went to agency work because I knew that I would get an agency job. And Christina, so you are a well-being coach, a life coach. So how did you get into that?
So I got into coaching because I needed coaching. So that's really, that's literally where it came from. So exactly what you said about where was we when you was younger, you could have done with someone like us. I have become the person that I needed. So I coach women to overcome the self-doubt, the procrastination, the fear that's holding them back from actually pursuing the life that they want, specifically when they want to start a business.
Right.
So that's who I coach. These are women who have dreams and ideas, and they believe that they're like God-given ideas, and they're passionate about the thing that they want to do. They want to bring more income. They want to have more impact. But when it comes to actually taking action, whether that be speaking online, whether that be posting the content, or even just charging for their service, they can't do it. They freeze, and they don't know why. They don't know why. They know what to do, but they don't do it. And they're sitting on the sofa, and they just can't bring themselves to actually like start.
Yeah. It's sad, isn't it?
It's so sad.
And it's like you two work hand in hand. Oh, they're sisters, by the way. They're actually sisters. I call them Irish twins because you're not even 18 months apart, are you?
No, 1 year and 11 days.
Yeah, 1 year.
1 year and 11 days.
Yeah.
So you're basically twins. So it's like what you both do go hand in hand, which is really interesting.
We do projects together.
We've spoken in schools together.
Oh, really?
We've done workshops.
Both of
We
you?
started it, together
Okay,
as a
that's really
program
good.
together, but we started at different times.
Okay, who
So-
started first? Rachel.
No.
Oh, you?
Yeah.
Go, Chrissy. you getting
No,
the
but
ball rolling.
but the funny thing, the thing I like about the story about how we kind of both became coaches, because a lot of people call themselves coaches, and there was a time when everyone was like, "Oh, we're a coach," but with us, it was just like destined.
Yeah.
To be honest, it's like I was struggling in my own life. I wanted businesses, I had dreams, and I had countless of ideas that I was not pursuing. I would start and I would stop.
Can I cut you?
Yeah.
Why do you feel like you would start and stop? What holds us back as women? Not even just women.
This is the thing that I had to start my journey trying to investigate. So it was really me trying to figure out what my issue was and why I wasn't starting. That led me to coaching. Right. And I was going to say that through me going on my own journey, getting my coaching certification, learning about personal development, learning about mindset, learning about why women specifically and human beings in general hold themselves back. Then obviously that's my sister, that's my best friend. I am teaching her everything that I'm learning. Yeah. I'm like, oh my gosh, have you heard about this? Do you know that? Do you know why we're not doing X, Y, and Z? And so naturally she started to learn what I was learning.
Literally.
And I'm sure she might explain the story and how she started her own business with the career coaching. But basically me teaching her that you can do it. Like, for sure. Come on.
So
like,
you helped Rachel start
for sure. Okay. And then I just kind of went full steam ahead, really. So just
I taught her about coaching. I was like, you need a mentor. I was like, successful people invest in themselves. Like, you need to get someone who can help you with your business and help you how to get started. And she did. She
literally told me about a coach. She
done,
was
Rach.
like, oh, there's this guy that I follow. She was like, you should check him out. Jazz Rose. So if anyone wants to know, I will pick him up every time. He's the reason I even started being full-time self-employed. So when she told me about him and I went on like one call with him, and straight away I remember I called her. I said, basically, no, it was like a Zoom call with like loads of people. And I came off the call and I remember I looked at my husband and I just said, I think I want to join this guy that I just was on the call with. And he just went, all right. And I was like, okay. So I called Christina. I was like, yeah, by the way, I joined. She was like, you joined? Yeah. Because our personality is quite different. She will like overthink. Yeah. She will take time to be like, okay, maybe I'll join. Like, maybe I'll do this. But I was just a bit like, no, this sounds good. Yeah, I'm just going to pay. I'm just going to do it.
Do you know why you're like that? Because you're a Sagittarius.
Maybe.
It's because you're a Sag. I'm a Sag. And like I honestly believe so. Like
they just go for it.
We have a different even if we don't have the confidence we'll just do it. If it don't work out, then at least we tried. So
I am very much like that, to be fair. I'm just like, I'm just gonna give it a go. I'm just gonna see what happens.
And I was like proud. Like obviously I told her about this particular coach, but the fact that she said, yeah, I'm actually gonna do it, and it was her first time investing into herself in that way. I was like, well done. And then that's how the business came about, because she didn't. I said you need to do your own thing, and she had a few ideas, but I would say that Jazz really helped her to bring the career coaching.
Jazz Rose.
Yeah.
Big up Jazz Rose. I'm gonna follow him.
No,
I've
you
never
should.
heard of him.
Yeah, no, he's amazing. And because one thing he looked at with me is, like Christina said, there was a few business ideas, and I think a lot of people are guilty of that. You have a few things that you like, you're interested in, and you can never really pick one.
Yeah.
But he was just like, what is that one thing that people always come to you for? And I was like, well, that's easy. It's career advice, because I've worked in that space for like forever.
Yeah.
And I help people with their CVs, help people with interviews. That's just what I do. And he was just like, so get paid for it. I was like, oh, okay. Let me see how that goes.
Is it beneficial?
And what do you mean?
To you?
To do that?
Yeah.
100%.
Financially?
100. Sorry, I don't want to over exaggerate, but I don't want to fully go into my life story. But for me, I have a long-term health condition. I am a mum. And I had really good jobs. I worked for very large companies, but I needed flexibility. That was a really big thing. It's partly why Chrissy pushed me into doing my own thing. It was because I needed to manage my life very differently and very carefully to make sure, because of my health, to make sure that I'm not pushing myself. Also, just, I waited so long to have a child. I always say that. Like, I wanted to be very present. I didn't want it to be just nursery every day. Then as soon as I pick her up, feed her, bath time, bed. I wanted more, and I felt like I could do more.
So you was a person that you could potentially have coached.
Oh yeah, she basically. I always say Christina's my. Technically, Christina is my first coach.
Well, that's
technically,
she's my first coach.
So why do you feel like women procrastinate with setting up businesses or not have much self-worth? Where do you think that comes from? Childhood? Do you feel like once they settle down in a relationship or get married or have children, do you feel like they forget what they want to do in life? Because where does that come from?
So it really stems from childhood, most of the time. Yeah.
Okay.
It's our upbringing. So it can be those things, like you said. It can be that your confidence has been knocked when you're older because of a certain relationship you've been in, or maybe like
Life
just
happens.
life,
Literally.
And, like you mentioned about getting rejected from many jobs, that can knock your confidence.
It did.
But a lot of the time, it's something that's deep rooted. It started when we was younger, especially when you've got a desire, you've got a passion to do something, but you can't bring yourself to actually do it. See, that's not like everyone. Like you said, you was getting knocked down about jobs for many times, but you still got back up. Years and years. But then what made you then get back up and then still keep applying? See, someone else.
Because I needed money.
Yeah, but someone else
would have given up. They would have just been like, nobody wants me.
Literally.
Live off
And
the
so-
benefits, forget it.
Like,
Yeah.
I'm a Sag, we don't give up.
and that could be deep rooted from something that's happened when they was younger.
Yeah.
Right. And that can
Someone actually once told
affect
me
you.
getting rejected in primary school or in school by a boy that you fancy could actually like linger throughout your life.
Very much so.
Yeah.
And it starts with something that little. It starts from you trying to play kiss chase in the playground and all the boys in the playground rejecting you.
Want to kiss you,
And now you have developed this sense of I'm not good enough.
Yeah.
And when I tell you that I'm not good enough, that starts when you're 7 years old in primary school. It can linger and it can develop, and the domino effect of that can be really detrimental to a 35-year-old now trying to apply for jobs.
And they don't even know where it comes from.
They don't know where it comes from. And this is where kind of coaching comes in and therapy. Sometimes you do need to go back and figure out, where did this come from? Why am I like this? So for that woman that is sitting on her sofa that can't bring herself to do the thing that she wants to do, you need to think about what is actually stopping me? Like, what is the fear? And people don't take the time out to actually sit with themselves and ask themselves, what exactly is my issue? And that's what I had to do. And then I realized, okay, so I'm scared of judgment. I'm scared of failing in front of other people. But why am I scared of failing in front of other people? Okay, because
They fail too. Everyone
everyone does it. So what's the big deal? And how comes other people? Because I watch like lots of mindset podcasts, lots of business podcasts. So how comes they can bring themselves to do it, even though they're nervous or scared, and I can't? So and then I had to go down further. Like, what exactly is my issue? Why can't I get over this fear of starting and being rejected and failing? And it, like you said, it really does come down to things that happen in primary school, things that happen in childhood, the relationship that we have with our parents as well.
True.
Huge one, especially for women, the relationship that you have with your mum. I could talk about how much that affects us as women when we're older all day. It has a larger effect on us more than people think. And that possesses into your personality, your characteristics, how you move, how you handle yourself. And your mindset. And your mindset really is just your perception of the world, perception of yourself as well. And that can be rooted in the relationship with your mum, how you feel about your mum,
or dad,
how you feel your mum. Yeah. But especially with women, it's definitely dad as well. But I find with a lot with women, it's what we call the mother wound.
The mother wound.
Yeah. There's a father wound and a mother wound, but we won't get, it can get deep. But when you ask me where does it come from, it can definitely stem from childhood. And because something in your childhood triggered you not feeling good enough, everything else that's happening in your teenagehood, in your adulthood, it can either like ignite the flame that was there when you was younger, like getting rejected from a job. It's now fueled the fact that you don't feel good enough. So you already didn't. You already didn't feel good enough. Now your job's rejecting you. Now your husband's cheated on you. Now you definitely don't feel good enough, and you don't know why you can't bring yourself to leave him or to apply for another job or to start that business, because you haven't realized basically the flame that was ignited in you when you was 7 years old in the playground.
So would you suggest that those people maybe get therapy or go to a life coach, or how would you suggest that they overcome this?
So therapy is good.
Yeah.
It's a lot of diving deep into your past. If you do want to dig a little bit in your past, but you want to keep it moving, like you just want to get over it kind of thing, you want to learn how to move through it, then I would suggest coaching. People stay in therapy for years, and while it's good and necessary, everyone doesn't need to stay in therapy for that long, but they find themselves in therapy for maybe longer than they need to because they're not moving. They're not actually getting past it. They're not doing the work that it takes to actually just move past the traumas that they had in the past, instead of keep on revisiting it. Right. And that's what's good about coaching. A good coach will help you process what happened, but also help you to move past it. Like, how are we going to get you from A to B, instead of just lingering in what happened when you was younger. Yeah. But therapy is very important.
Therapy is important. Yeah. I suggest therapy to a lot of my friends, and they look at me like I'm crazy. Yeah. Like, therapy? What, tell my business to people that don't know me? But sometimes it's better to tell your business to someone that doesn't know you, because the outside looking in can really decipher what's wrong. Yeah.
And let's not forget, a therapist is a professional.
They're professional. They're doctors, aren't they?
Yeah, exactly. They're doctors. So they can help.
Yeah, I wish I spoke to a life coach, not necessarily a therapist, but a life coach, because it could have put me on the right track from early. Yeah. It took me so long to gain this confidence that I have now. Like, now I feel like impenetrable. Is that the word? Like, I feel like nothing can stop me. I feel bulletproof, and I feel like if I'm going to try something, I'll just try it. If I don't succeed, then there's no problem.
Yeah. But then what changed for you? How did you become?
One day, honestly, one day. I don't even know. I don't know what happened. I don't know what changed.
Do you think you listened to something? Do you think you heard something? Do you think you read something?
It was just, it was a build-up of things from my past. So, for example, I'll give an example. The person would know who said this to me. Yeah. But the person said to me, I was nervous to go into a job interview. Oh my God, they're not going to like me. You know, do you think it'll be a man? Do you think it'll be a woman? Should I wear eyelashes? No, maybe I shouldn't wear eyelashes because I'm going to look like, you know, I'm into flirt with the people. But he was like, they just want someone to do the job.
Yeah, so true, by the way.
They just want somebody to do the job well. You could be black, you could be white, you could be disabled, you could be, could have 6 heads. Yeah. But they just want you to do the job so they don't have to rehire next year. So, you know, you never know, like, the person that interviewed before you might have no qualifications, might be, might be more nervous than you are, might be unlikable, might come not looking presentable, but then they could have all the qualifications in the world, but the person that's interviewing them might just not like their vibe, because they're humans too. So just go in there knowing that you need money. Hello. Like, and you're meant to be going away in December. It's true. So then I'd go in there like with my goal in my head, like, let me just do this interview, smash it, use my personality to win them over a little bit, because I can do that. And then that's when I got the 3 jobs out of the 5. And I just thought from then, I was like, oh my God, I can actually do this.
Yeah. It sounds like a mindset shift.
It's a mindset.
It sounds like you went in there thinking, one, I can actually do this.
Yeah.
And one, like, it's not even that deep.
Yeah.
Like,
Let me just smash this.
Let me just show them who I am, what I can do.
But also, I felt like, I know this is going to sound really weird. Yeah, this is just how my brain works. But I just felt like these people that are interviewing me were almost not better than me. Superior. And looking down at you. Hello, you know, these times they probably already know who they're going to hire from the interview. That's how I went into interviews. Like, they've already probably chosen. This job went live on the 5th of February. It's now the 20th of February. They've definitely interviewed someone that they want to keep. They're just holding the interviews because they promised me one. So I'll go in there like that, like, hi. And I was thinking, that woman definitely don't like me. How do I know that? Exactly. Why am I so critical? But that one time I went into the interview, I didn't feel like that. And I just went in there, told them that I can do it because I can do it. And even if you can't, just lie. And then when you get there, when you get there, they'll train you. When you get there, they'll train you. So,
yeah, exactly.
So, no, but girl, come on. Do you not tell your clients to lie?
I definitely don't, by the way. Because the way, what kind of lie are we talking here? Are we talking?
Lie.
No, then I don't. Because because this is what you run the risk of doing, which a lot of people do. Like, I'll give you an example. A lot of people are trying to transition into tech at the moment, right? That's like the in thing. Everyone wants to move into tech. And a lot of people have basically decided that the easiest way for them to do that is to become a data analyst. I tell you, weekly, I get people telling me I want to be a data analyst. And I will ask them, okay, have you used this, Power BI, SQL, all that? And I'll be like, no, but I'll just write on my CV. And I will say, cool. They're not going to train you on that when you are a data analyst. They are going to walk in and they're going to tell you, we want you to do this. And you are going to look at them blankly. You will get fired. You will not pass your probation. It will give you a bad track record. And you are basically, someone once told me, like, your personal brand is everything. You want people to put you forward for other roles. You want people to be talking well about you in rooms when you're not there. And trying to chase a role that you're nowhere near ready for. Bear in mind, I'm saying if you're not ready. If you're ready and you just are like, I know how to do this, I've been doing it at home, but I'm just going to say I did it at work. That's different. You know how to do it. But you just lying, thinking, I've done this, I've done that. I've managed people, I've done all of this, and you do not know if you can do it.
I think a lot of people lie about managing people.
Yeah, a lot of people lie about managing, which is why we have so many bad managers.
Yeah, true.
Because they say they can do it, and then they go in and they're the most awful manager you've ever had.
Well,
so that's why I say is, for me as a coach, I guide you to follow the roles that suit your skills, suit your strengths. The roles you can walk in, literally smash, get promoted, move on. People love you. People are like, Ronna, an expert in this. They're so good at this. So happy I hired them. Those are the words you want to hear when you go into a role. You don't want people sitting in a room like, I can't believe you hired her. She sounded good in the interview, but afterwards her rubbish. And that is what happens to people constantly when they tell me I had to leave after 3 months because the manager wanted me out, because they chased a role that they should have never been in and they just lied to get into it.
Well, not to, you're doing the right thing, that you're very ethical, but I've been taught in my life to get your foot in the door. Get your foot in the door.
Stretching
That's
the
what
truth.
Stretching.
Okay,
is
stretching, and that's why I said what type. That's why I say what type of lie. Because that's why I say it's different. If you tell me I want to be a data analyst, I'm self-taught. I know how to do all of this. I've done projects at home. But you maybe put in your CV, you also did it at work because you want them to believe. But if I have to sit down and do that as part of my job, don't worry, I know how to do it. That's fine. I'm not going to hold you to it.
Yeah.
But if you're just, I can talk French, I can't talk French. And someone might be watching this and knows that she done that and told them that she could speak French and could not speak French and did not last even a month in that job. Because then that was a huge lie.
It's a huge lie, and you can get caught out on a lie like that. Fair enough.
So that's why I say, for me, it is about just, can you back up your lie? Hey, let's do that. Let's agree to that. If you can back up your lie, then cool. I might say, let's see, if you cannot back up your lie, remove it, please, because we're going to have a problem.
So do you have any clients that have gone on to do really well? Do you have any
Yeah,
Yeah.
do you know what?
Do you have
Straight
any
away, I
stories?
just think of my client Charmaine. Big up Charmaine
Big
if
up
you're
Charms.
watching this. And I love talking about Charmaine's story because when she came to me, she had tons of experience. This is a very experienced, skilled, educated woman. And she just wanted out of the industry she had been in. I'm sure we've all been there where you kind of get stuck in either the same role or the same industry, same level for like a really long time.
Yeah.
And you just don't know how to get out of it. And she was just applying for jobs, not getting anything. The problem was she had so many years of experience that even she didn't realize how experienced and how skilled she was. And I was the one that helped her to realize, hold on, you're not even chasing high enough. B, we can literally, you are a seasoned project professional, program professional. We need to be looking at these type of roles for you.
Yeah.
When she came to me, she was already on 65,000. And I think there's some people that will say, yeah, that's good, that's decent, or whatever. And she was just looking for maybe, hey, she got to 70, she would have shook my hand and said, Rachel,
Thank
done
you.
great,
Yeah.
thank you.
But she
You know,
could do more, and
she
you could see it
do
in
more,
her.
and I could see that in her. And I was really happy to say that after working with me, she landed a role paying her just over 100K.
Well done, Charmaine.
Big up Charmaine.
What
In fact,
industry?
we spoke about a couple of weeks ago even, and she was telling me, because she's been there now, I think a year, and she was just like, I can't believe it. She's been to Chicago with them. She's been to Paris with them. Like, she is, I'm not
She's
going to
doing
name
well.
the company, that's her business, but it is literally, one of the most recognized brands in the entire world.
And how did you?
Literally.
And how did you help her?
Position herself as the candidate that she was. Her value. That's what I'm explaining to people. Once you understand your skills and your strengths and where you can give the most value and the most impact to make the most difference, and you focus on applying for those roles, people are going to pay you for that skill set.
Yeah.
And if you feel like, well, Rachel, I don't really have those skills, then
Yeah.
let's build them. That's all we need to do. Then let's build them. Is it that you need another qualification? Let's do it. Is it that you need a stepping stone role? Let's do it. But everyone needs to work out, where can I add the most value and where can I be paid the most for that value?
Yeah. And it's all. Do you feel like it all comes down to money? Because apparently the other day, I saw that you went a little bit viral.
A little bit, yeah.
How many views or comments or?
I think, oh gosh, I can't even count the comments, but I think we're at about 200K nearly on Instagram, about
Because
90K TikTok.
90K TikTok,
Yeah.
and it was because you said that £30,000 a year is not enough.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you feel like it? So you feel like it's not enough? Do you feel like?
Yeah.
Do you feel everybody should be on more than 30K?
Well, I'll tell you this. As of April 2026, the national minimum wage has just risen
To £14?
So if someone around that, if somebody is working a 40-hour week on minimum wage, they are on £26,500. So if you are on 30K and you are an experienced and qualified professional, loads of skills, went to uni, got a degree, and you are being paid £30,000, you are less than £4,000 away from being on minimum wage. So think about that. You are nearly on the same as a barista, somebody who hasn't gone to uni,
No offense to baristas.
no offense to baristas. I love my coffee. But you know what I'm trying to say? Like something that is not something that you necessarily have to be an expert in, that you are a specialist in. I've got people that are working, let's just say like charities, for example, but they are doing quite high up roles. I'm talking project coordinators, I'm talking data analysts that have accepted 32K, 33K. I'm saying you're basically nearly on minimum wage. You're a couple £100 a month
But they don't
from
realise.
the same person, but you don't realise. So when you sit back and think, well, I do all right on 30K, I'm like, okay, but is it worth the value that you bring and what you're working towards? For majority of people, it's not. It doesn't match. So for me, no, 30K in the UK is not a
It's too
salary
low.
that I think is acceptable for professionals who are qualified and experienced.
But
in
a lot
their
of people
roles.
are earning 30K, under 40K. I would say they're earning under 40K.
The average in the UK is about 30, I think it's about 32 or 33K a year.
But people do apply for jobs that are higher paid,
Yeah.
but they don't get an opportunity to even interview.
Yeah.
So you saying that, yeah, it's true. We know that we want to be earning big money like Charmaine, but if we don't get the opportunity to interview or don't even have the confidence to apply for these roles, what do you suggest for them? Like, go to a career coach?
Of course, I will always say come to a career coach, but it literally always goes back to positioning and understanding your value. The reason why you're not getting an interview is because on paper you have not shown that maybe you've shown you've done the job before, but you've not shown that you're good at the job. Yeah. Remember you said that person said all they care about is you can do the job well and that they won't need to hire again next year. That is it. Picture that a recruiter just wants to do their job easily and quickly. They want to see on paper, on your CV, okay, they've achieved this. Okay, they've delivered this impact. Okay, they've done this value. Okay, they've used these tools. They want it very clear, very easy to read, that not only can you do the job, that you're good at it. Yeah. And most people's applications do not show that they're good at a role. They just show they've done it. And everyone's done it. That's why everyone's applying. You have to prove that you're good at it. And that's how you can then demand the money that you want. That's how you get noticed. It all works together.
Yeah, because £30,000 a year was good in our parents' day.
Oh, 100%.
When we was growing up, 30K, you know, you was rolling in it.
Yeah, man.
It was holidays.
I always say I bought my first house and I was earning 30K. That's what I went to the bank with. So I said, this is what I earn. And they handed me a whole mortgage.
Times have changed.
Times have changed. But with you, you're inspiring women to be entrepreneurs and to focus on the business idea that they have been blessed with. So how do you work around women that have an idea of a business they want to start, but don't feel, what sets them back? Is it finances? Is it children? What do you think stops somebody starting a business? Because there's businesses that I've wanted to start. I've had the idea and I feel like I know that it could blow, but maybe it's a fear of not necessarily failure, but maybe a fear of being seen. Yeah. Because the businesses that I've wanted to start have all been social media based, maybe one or two not, but you know, we live in a time of social media. So I would have to jump on social media, promote my brand, even promoting this podcast, you know, sometimes it can be hard. But what would you suggest for women that want to start an idea, have a clear vision of what they want and can see their future, but they stop, like they make excuses? Yeah. What would you say?
That's the thing. Like, most of the women I speak to that are struggling, it is because it's like face forward businesses. It is going to take them to show up online. Yeah. It is going to take them to promote the business themselves, and it's going to take them to build a personal brand. Yeah. So for a business that it doesn't take you showing up online yourself, maybe you want to open I don't know, like a store or something, and you want to hire staff. You may not need to be the face of the business, but you are going to have the confidence to maybe go to the bank and ask for funding. You are going to have to be confident enough to even reach out to manufacturers. Like, it is going to take some form of you putting yourself out there. But for the women specifically that I work with that want to start online businesses, what I find is that they don't want to show up online. They don't want to they don't want to have their friends and their family
laugh at them,
watching them,
judge them.
Their first video, hi guys, so this is me, I'm just starting this thing, and then I want to be
embarrassing.
I want to be a content creator. Is it embarrassing though?
It's embarrassing.
That's the thing. It's like,
I'm very shy. I'm shy. So this is a big deal for me to start.
And the thing is with that, I'm shy, right? For anyone else out there who keeps saying, I'm shy, this is embarrassing, you are reinforcing the fact that you are shy, that this is embarrassing. If you're going to keep telling yourself over and over again that something is embarrassing, are you going to want to do it? If you keep telling yourself, I am shy, and you are agreeing with that identity, you are agreeing with that label, is that going to push you towards doing something uncomfortable? So something is uncomfortable, but I wouldn't say it's embarrassing. I tell you what is potentially embarrassing. It's you having this dream and this goal, and you're saying it's sent by God, and then you not doing anything with it. For me, that is embarrassing. For me, it's embarrassing to see someone in 2020 and tell them my hopes and my dreams and that I'm doing X, Y, and Z. And then when I see them in 2025 and they say, how's that thing going? And I'm say, I didn't even start. Oh, why didn't you start? Oh, because I'm worried about what people Joshua from primary school thinks about me. Oh, I mean, for me, that is a more embarrassing story than me saying, I tried that, you know, gosh, it's hard out there. It didn't work, so I did something else, right? So let's reframe, let's call embarrassment let's label it as something else. It's not embarrassing for you to try and do something that is uncomfortable. So you have to pick your hard. Is it harder for you to tell the story that you didn't even try because you care about what someone else thinks so much? Or is it more embarrassing to say that you tried something but it didn't work, or you're trying something else? So I would say choose your hard.
Change your mindset.
Change your mindset. I mean, people say that it's not just as simple as that. I had to learn what that even meant. When I first started on this personal development journey, I was like, what is mindset? What does it mean to change your mindset? But it's really to change your outlook on a situation, on life. Like I said, it's embarrassing if you're going to keep saying to yourself, it's embarrassing. No one wants to do anything embarrassing. You know what I mean? You have to change it to like, this is uncomfortable, but I'm going to do it anyway. Like, I know this is what it takes. I know that I have to be in uncomfortable situations to grow. That is a mindset shift. You going into an interview and saying, I can do this. They're just human beings like me. Like, they're just hired to do this. They just want someone to do the job. Is a mindset shift from, they're looking down on me. They probably don't like me anyway. They've probably already chosen. If you're going into an interview or a situation with that kind of thinking and that mindset, you are not going to give it your all. Your brain won't even allow you to, because you've already set yourself up for, I'm not good enough.
And reality bends to your assumption.
Right.
So if you go in there with the assumption, like how I used to, and I can really speak for myself, like I'm not just speaking. This is how I used to walk into the room.
Yeah.
Probably when they walked in the room, they was thinking, oh, here we go, another one, because I walked in there like meek Mill. And then
Meek Mill.
But really I should have walked in there bold.
Confident.
That this job is mine. Like, this job is actually mine, and that is how I see things now in life. Like, that car is mine. Because there's a car I want to get, and I know I'm going to get it. I never used to think like that. I used to think about the money, the monthly cost. How am I going to get it?
Not going to get it.
Why am I going to spend this much money on a car when I should buy a house? But at the end of the day, I want the car that I want, and it's there for me to get. But I just need to assert myself properly.
Exactly.
And get what I want. And I'm using car as an example, but it's jobs. It's jobs, business.
It is house,
love
even.
And life. It's there's so many things that we want as women as well, because you guys, you deal with women mostly, right? I don't know why women feel like we can't get what we want. I feel like the more responsibilities that we have, the more we forget our dreams. And how would you say that women should overcome this?
Well, I think men are just like more like audacious, aren't they?
Yeah,
sometimes.
I think typically they say that, especially when it comes to careers, jobs.
Yeah.
Do you know what? I actually saw something the other day which was really interesting. I saw it, I think even yesterday, that this is in the US, but it might be even very similar in the UK, but they were saying that the couple that makes the most money, like household in America, is gay couples. Like 2 men together.
Oh, really?
They have like a median income of like 168,000 a year, and everyone's like, could it's two men?
Yeah, that's quite telling.
2 men who don't have the salary gap of what comes when you're with a female. I thought, oh my gosh, that's so true, because a woman, even though obviously there are many women that are doing well, it's more likely that they are going to be earning less than the male partner.
Why is that?
Because there is still a salary gap that still exists. No one can argue it doesn't. It's because typically the roles that pay the least are filled with more women than men.
Yeah. But I also think that women, going back to your question about kind of why is it like that, I do feel like women are not always pushed to be their best.
By their parents?
Yeah, and just like society. I think going back to the beginning of time, obviously men was told like, go out, work with your hands,
provide,
go, you are the providers, women sit at home. Now obviously times have changed, but has our thinking really changed? Like, if it's not coming from your parents pushing you, you can be anything you want to be. You can do this, you can do X, Y, Z, never hold yourself back. Like the sky is the limit kind of thing.
We're told that we have a limit.
Right. So if you're getting told that,
But also, it's not just the told; it's what you see.
It's what you see.
It's
yeah.
what you see is the big one. So I throughout my career, I've done a lot of work in schools, a lot, and I used to say this all the time that I would walk in and I would ask the boys and the girls, like, what do you want to be? Like, what type of roles are you looking for? And whilst there will be many girls that will be very aspirational, they'll be talking about bigger roles. You know, they want to get into finance or something like that. Majority of girls still chose roles that are like help. Like, I want to be a midwife. I want to be a social worker. And I would ask them why, because I'll be very interested to know, why want to be a teacher? Why? And they'll be like, oh, well, my auntie's one, my mum's one, like, and my mum's always said I'll be really
so
good at
true.
it. And it comes, and I noticed that a lot of us follow our mums. So remember she mentioned earlier, mums play a much bigger role than we realise. Even down to your career choice, it impacts a lot of women of what they choose to do next, whether they're like, I don't want to be nothing like my mum, or they're like, I want to be just like my mum. They don't realise.
But we're
like,
not
they
our
follow
mums.
it. We're not
But
our
it just
happens. It's like, that's your first type of role model, I suppose.
We're not
different
anyone.
generation.
We're not anyone but who God created us to be.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, this is what we forget. It's like we can't help the family that we're born into, but we can help what future that we have. We can help how we bring up our own children. So it's about like, yes, your parents had you, they named you, but you need to build your own identity. And that's what a lot of women specifically are not doing. They're not standing on their own. They're not building themselves up as an individual. They're either hiding behind what their parents wanted them to be, and now they get married and now they're hiding behind what their husbands wanted them to be,
But
going into that mum role. But hold on, but you've forgotten what the dream that little girl had when she was 7, when she was 8, when she was 10, whatever. And now you're you know.
I get the husband thing. I bring it up quite a bit because I see this a lot as a career coach. I get a lot of women contact me and they're like, you know, I really want out of my job, or I really want to aim higher, I want to do something. And they're like, I've been watching you, I really want to work with you. And then we talk about it and they're really excited. They're like, I just got to talk to my husband. And they come back and they're like, oh, my husband said no. My husband said, oh, I don't think you should invest in that, or you can do it on your own, or you don't need that.
Yeah.
And it always breaks my heart a little bit, partly because I consider that I have a very supportive husband. He's been so crazy supportive throughout this journey that I just think, how can you be with a partner that A, doesn't trust you enough to make decisions about your own life, that he just literally thinks he can tell you what is best for you, and 2, that you're with a partner that doesn't think you're worth any type of investment, like you're worth any type of further control over your life or something bigger in your life. He just thinks, no, you could just
because
stay
at
where
the end
you
of
are.
the day, your partner didn't raise or grow with you from little.
Exactly.
They know you from a few years now.
Yeah.
They don't know your dreams from when you was little. So you're just going to speak to him about what you want to do now, and you'll be like, nah, or yes, or no.
Yeah.
But really and truly, if they really knew you,
Yeah.
they'd be like, yeah, go for it. You wanted to do this for a long time.
exactly.
That's
Like-
like, about losing your
Yeah, you
identity,
lose your
when
identity.
you have kids and when you get married. You just fall into this role that's nice at the time.
Society
but-
says that you should fall
but
into.
you haven't forgot the dream that you had. And like you said, it's when you want to pick back up that dream again, but it might take a little bit of sacrifice, whether it's financial or time.
that time,
Like, you know, can you do X, Y, and Z because I'm building this thing over here? And he might look at you and be like, oh, no.
Sometimes that can come from jealousy, you know.
Yeah,
Well, it can.
It
but
can come from jealousy.
It's also can be pride as well, because
Yeah.
they've grown up to be the provider.
Yeah.
It could be that as well, but also how they see you, because let's not forget, like, this might be new for you, randomly coming out with, I
want a
think I'm gonna
business.
start a
Yeah,
business. Like,
literally,
I think I'm gonna leave my job and put everything on the line, and we may be like kind of poor for a couple of months, but I'm really passionate.
literally.
I'm really
Might
like
not make no money
passionate
from it,
about this
but yeah.
about this thing, and he's just gonna look at you like, are you mad?
You can't do that.
Like,
We're trying to do something.
You're not losing your job. You're not doing X, Y, and Z. And I'm not going to turn into the house husband while you go and pursue your dreams and look at you like you're mad. But that's because that's how he's known you to be. You've always worked. You've always, like, you know, been good at your job. So why are you going to like uproot that and change our whole life?
Yeah.
When really you've always had this desire for more. You've always wanted to be more. And that's why it's important to get with the right person.
Get rid of the right person and stick
rid-
with
it's
your
the-
dreams.
yeah.
Even if it takes you long to get there, always go back to it, because life is short. Life is short. Do what you want to do now. And if you don't want to be in the same situation that you are in now next year, then change something today. Change something this week.
Yeah.
Even if you just
smallest
look
thing.
into it, just read into it, do something. Don't just sit back and be complacent with where you are now in life, because we live every day, we die once. I like that saying, because people are like, oh, you only live once. No, we live every day.
Yeah, it's true.
And every day is a chance to better ourselves.
Women do not ask for pay rises as much as men. Women do not go for certain type of roles or certain salaries the same as men. But it gets even more smaller when you are a black or another minority group, that they say that adds to it as well, even more so. We won't go for certain roles, or we'll believe people won't want to hire us. It's also stems from belief. It's a belief of, oh, but I'm a black woman, so they're probably not going to want me. Obviously,
I used to think like that.
And obviously personal experience matters. You may have worked in a workplace where you felt like you was discriminated against, but now that's changed your mindset completely. Now you think every role is going to be like that. Every company is going to be like that. But what is amazing, and what I will say, is black women in particular over the years have been pushing their careers more and more. Like we are now going uni more bigger rate than a lot of other people. We are the ones that are going into corporate. I would argue a bit more than black men in the corporate space. It's typical that I will see a lot of black women in the city. Not as many as the black men that I'm seeing in the city. As someone who worked in corporate, we was black women. I worked with maybe one or two black men. We are getting there, but it still feels like there's a ceiling. But I believe that ceiling will be cracked.
The ceiling's falling down.
It's falling down.
The sky's the limit.
Down.
The sky's the limit.
Because I think we are starting to see, hold on, no, you can't tell me nothing. Like, I'm smart. I'm actually intelligent. I'm funny. I get along with people. I know what I'm doing. And we are pushing for those things. So for me as a coach, I just like people to be able to position themselves in the right way, that they can get those roles that they want, and they can get those positions.
Yeah. Okay. And coaching is about bringing that out of someone as well. Yeah. Because just applying for the same 30,000 role and not
just to work
and not realizing the skills that you've brought over the years and everything like that. So a good coach would bring that out of a person, help them to realize that you're more than just what you think you are, and help them to actually progress and not just stay on the same level that they've always been on.
Well, also, a little birdie told me that you got invited down to LinkedIn the other day.
Oh, yes.
Something I forget. Yes, LinkedIn. I did. That was amazing.
How was that? What happened?
It was really amazing. Christina will know, because I think she was like the first person I called. I got like a request for someone to connect with me on LinkedIn, and she sent me a message. She was like, "We've looked at your content on TikTok
so
and LinkedIn, and we want to invite you down to our offices for like a content day workshop thing." And I just thought, it's just a scam, you know, like you're doing the research. I'm looking up the name. I'm checking, do they really work there? Is this like, because you have to like click a link. I didn't even want to click the link because I thought, no, it's just a scam to do it. But no, I was invited down with like, honestly, some coaches that I was already following, already looking up to in the space. So cool. And they recognized me. They said that they had invited us here because they felt we were the right voices to talk about jobs and careers within the UK. And they just wanted to talk about how we can amplify that more on the LinkedIn platform. But I just, getting that recognition after being like self-employed for nearly 3 years doing this felt amazing, because sometimes you don't know who is seeing your content, who is reaching.
And wasn't you struggling on LinkedIn?
Yeah, I felt like I was. I always used to say, I don't even know how LinkedIn works. I just post. I don't know. So then to know that they're like, no, your content's like good. It's like, it's right. This is what we want. I'm like, oh, okay, cool.
Keep posting, guys.
Yeah, just keep posting, because you
it up.
Honestly, you just never know.
And it's not even about posting. It's about just keeping
keep
on
going,
and keep going at what you're doing. You know, don't give up because you're not getting enough followers or this or that. Just keep on going. You never know where it can bring you to.
It's so easy to compare. I think especially when you're making content and you're in the coaching space, because there are so many people that might have 500,000 followers, all these things, and you think, okay, I'm just here, but I always say delivering value is the most important thing. And I always make sure I deliver value. I talk truth. I want to be approachable. I want to help as much people as possible. So it just reinforced, girl, just keep doing it. You're doing absolutely fine. So just keep doing what you're doing.
You're both doing
well.
So you're both doing really well. I'm proud of both of you.
Thank you.
I really
well, proud of you. This is your space.
Thank
well
you.
done.
And I just love the fact that you are both doing similar things.
Yeah.
Similar entrepreneurism.
Yeah.
That's the word. And
Careers.
Like it blends in very well. And the fact that you helped her and then now I feel like you're both going to blow.
Thank you.
I hope so. Because you have to, right?
Do you know what it is as well?
Work into it.
Yeah. Because I work with a lot of like aspiring entrepreneurs, like people that want to do their own thing and start businesses. But she's helping people that want to thrive in their careers, where I'm trying to work with the women who are trying to get out of their careers. But the reason why like we work so well together is because there is so much like overlap in terms of the mindset that you need when you're applying for roles. Like the people that are similar to your situation, applying and not getting anywhere. Why do they give up? Why do they then start applying for the courier job? Because they just need anything, right? Instead of which is life, which is normal, which is life. But at the same time, they've given up. They've given up on themselves, and they don't see their own value. And so they apply for 10 jobs in probably like the wrong places, in the wrong jobs. They're not getting anywhere. And so then they give up and then they blame that there's no jobs out there. Yeah. So the mindset when it comes to career coaching is so like important. It's number one. It's how you show up to your interview. It's how you apply. It's how you position yourself. So the overlap, I didn't even know it was there until we realized it was there.
We started working together
this is totally necessary.
Loads of stuff together, and we realize you need the mindset. I tell people all the time, I bring Chrissy in for a session when I work with my clients that are in my coaching group, and she does a really amazing session on like mindset and perseverance, and because you need it. I realized, hold on, they need this during their job sets because the rejections get to you. Start thinking, oh, no one wants to hire me. What's wrong with me? I'm never going to get this salary. I'm never going to get this role. So you need someone to remind you, no, this is just what you're telling yourself. This is not reality. So let's look at this in a different way.
You're telling yourself it's a setback.
Literally. And like,
is it a setback? Or is it a...
No, it's not.
No, exactly.
It's really not, is it?
No, it's not.
It's really not.
It's just a redirection to where you're supposed to be.
But then also perfection comes in. Everyone wants to be like people won't assert themselves because they're not perfect. Like they'll be like, oh, I don't want to do it because there's so many excuses. Yeah. I don't want to start this because it's not perfect. But that's an excuse. Totally. An excuse that I used to do as well. I'll start the podcast when I lose weight.
Yeah, that's a big one.
Weight,
especially for women. Weight is a big one. And our looks is a huge one for not starting something. And I think weight is probably the most talked about thing when it comes to women sometimes and relationships and men. But our appearance can hold us back a lot. And that is...
It's not how we perceive our appearance.
That goes back to like trauma, probably when you was younger.
There's no such thing as perfection.
There's no such thing.
It's in reality, it doesn't exist. Nobody's perfect. It would be boring if we was perfect.
Take it out the dictionary.
Take it out the dictionary. For real.
And everyone's definition of perfection can probably be different. Yeah. My perfection at this point is just getting it done. Like, the fact that I was even able to get it off the ground, like. Perfect. It's done. Chef's kiss. Whereas someone else might have been like, oh, that's not quite right, and blah blah blah.
Excuses. You're making excuses for why you don't want to better your life. That's just what it is.
It's an excuse. It's a cover up for your
insecurities.
Scared. Yeah,
it's cover up for insecurities.
You're scared, and you're scared of judgment. Right.
And you're scared to be seen.
Scared to be seen.
You're scared to be seen rather than scared to fail.
So thinking that it has to be perfect is because you don't feel like just what you have is enough. Yeah. Why is your voice on a microphone not enough to start with? You can perfect your content later on. But the fact that you are looking at what other content creators are doing, oh, they have this, they have that, they have this, they've got the money Sony camera them. They have this production team. Oh, so you're gonna wait for that? Okay. But then if you scroll down 5 years into their content, you'll probably find that they started in their mum's room, in their basement with whatever Nokia phone that they had. Like they started.
Pick up Nokia though.
and that's the thing that we don't do, especially as women. We compare so much to another woman, right? Whatever race it is, it's that she's got this and she's got that, or she looks like this and that's why she's getting views. Okay, she knows X, Y, and Z. And then you don't start because you don't even know what her starting point was. You don't even know her journey. You don't know her journey.
Yeah.
You need to start your own journey, build your own story, and write it how you want it to start, how you want it to sound. I'm literally writing my story now, and I'm loving the way that my story is coming together. Yeah. You need to write your own story. Is your story just going to be, I had this idea and I tried it and then it didn't work after months and then I stopped. And that's the full stop. Chapter closed. People still looking through the pages like, where's the rest? Oh, that's it. I just worked and then I passed away.
We're more than that.
Write your own story. Write the story that I felt like make your story interesting.
And be proud of your story.
This, it didn't go right. I started something else. Isn't that like more interesting than I just started and then you stopped?
Most of the big business people that we know of now had failed businesses.
Yeah, and it makes it more like interesting. It makes it more inspiring.
It builds character.
Right. Who wants the story of, I just started and it just blew. Yeah. First episode, it just blew, and now I'm like a millionaire. Okay.
Very rare.
Exactly.
Doesn't happen. Rare. It doesn't happen.
And it's not very inspiring either. I prefer the story of, like, it took a while. Like, I didn't even have a mic. I didn't even have a ring light. My lighting was rubbish. I was tripping over my words, whatever. And now look at me now. That is more inspiring than just like it just kicked off from the start.
Even rich, was it Nepo babies? Even rich, they still have to put in a bit of work.
They have to show up.
They have to show up. They have to show up.
If they're not good, they will literally get hounded the most. And they'll be like, and you had everything handed to you and you're still not good. Honestly, you have to be good.
And you have to be liked. You still have to be like likable for things to work.
Have to be
for people to buy into you.
Even if you're not liked, you still have to be good at what you do.
Even better at product.
Yeah. As I said to you, your personal branding is. I was taught this very young in my career. I remember I had an older manager say to me, what people say about you in the other rooms is going to always be important in your career. And that's when I realized you have to be good at what you do, because I would not want to be in somewhere and everyone in that room is laughing about me, saying I'm not good at what I do. I don't deliver what I said I want to deliver. Especially as a coach, you cannot not be delivering what you say you're going to deliver. So I just think it's really important to remember that we are all capable of doing something very, very amazing. And once you realize what your something is, then that builds confidence alone. You walk into any room just like, I know I'm good.
Be confident in your craft.
Yeah, exactly.
But being confident in your craft comes from being capable.
Yeah, being capable.
So don't think that you just have to just be the best or be amazing at something straight away. Yeah. That's not realistic. Like really confidence. Confidence comes from just even trusting in yourself that you can even pursue a thing to actually be capable, to actually get there in the end. When you first pick up a camera, you might not be confident, but if you never pick up a camera again, you're not going to build it.
No, you'll never work on it.
Right. Yeah. So be confident in yourself that you can actually
How do you build confidence? Something. How do you build confidence? Because that's what a lot of people are struggling with. You can say be confident, but no. That's a mind. I don't know what can switch to make you feel worthy. Yeah. I don't know where that comes from. I don't know if it's time or age. Like I said, it was with me. But how do you encourage someone to be confident in what they're doing or within themselves or how they look? How do you do that as a life coach?
There's a difference between like being confident in something and being confident in yourself. So self-confidence and just having confidence in doing something. Yeah. When you first start driving, you are not confident. Yeah. No, I don't know anyone who's like a confident driver the first time they get behind.
I still can't park.
A wheel. Yeah. You still can't park?
Barely. You barely got my cars.
That's what cameras are for, right? God, but so you're not confident when you may first start doing something. Yeah. So building that, practicing, getting better. You're building your capability. Yeah. So that's how you get confident at doing something. But self-confidence, just like
I'm confident, I can show up.
You know, when you just come across like confident, you're just confident. That's usually coming from like a self-trust. I think it comes from like a self-trust in yourself and the fact that you even know and like yourself. Yeah. So it's very hard to show up confidently when you don't even value yourself, like yourself, or even really know who you are. So
take some time out. Would you say take some time out to
know
get
who you
to know
are? So for me, like a bit about my upbringing, pastor's daughter, both parents.
Both parents are pastors.
They surely are. You know, black girl, woman, right? So short.
Well, I'm just saying.
You are short. How tall are you? 4'9"?
You're out of control.
4'11".
No, I'm 5 foot. I'm actually there.
1 inch taller.
I'm 5 foot. When are you?
5'1".
When are you classed as a midget, short person,
I don't know if you're
dwarf?
allowed to say that.
Cut that out.
I don't. A
dwarf.
shorter person.
Little
Small person.
Oh my gosh.
4'11"? No, 4'9". 4'9".
Not a little person.
4'10".
No, that's quite tall.
I am not a little
tall,
person.
but-
Anyway, she's not. But my point was, like, you're short.
Thank you. I'm short. I'm 5 foot. I'm 5 foot. But the funny thing is, people don't always realize I'm short.
Yeah.
So sometimes
you carry yourself tall.
and that's exactly what my line always used to be. Every time somebody used to be like, "You're short, man." When you've known me for like 5 years, I'll be like, "Yeah, you didn't realize because I carry myself tall." Anyway, so there is a knowing, like, that comes with self-confidence. There is a knowing that you are God's child. There's a knowing because of how your parents treated you, like how your dad treated you. Like sometimes that just builds you as a confident person, a confident woman in how your dad like can affirm you as well. So if someone has like just naturally low confidence or like I'm shy, it can be because you perhaps wasn't affirmed when you was younger, or you haven't learned to like affirm yourself. I am not someone who was always pushed, but I saw my parents in this role of like helping other people. I would see them on the pulpit every Sunday up in the front, and that kind of gave me a sense of confidence that my parents are they have a church, like they're important people, do you know what I mean? So they can do it. And that gave me self-confidence. I did look up to them. I always looked up to my parents. I looked up to my mom as well. She worked, she's a pastor. And I remember when I was younger, when they always used to say, like, who's your role model and who do you want to be like?
Say your mom.
I remember saying, I want to be like my mom.
My mum's my role model as well.
I remember saying, I do. Now that I'm older, it's still, it's funny that things change, as in like I looked up to my mum for the fact that she worked hard, for the fact that she helped people and things like that. But now I look up to her as like a businesswoman because she's got her own business. So the reasons I look up to her have like changed because I don't want to work all my life. I don't want to be this person who was always like in a 9 to 5. So now I'm looking up to her because of a different reason. Do you know what I mean? But
you still looking up to her?
I look up to her. I look
still
up to
inspires you.
Yeah,
That's beautiful.
Definitely.
That's a beautiful
Especially
thing.
her building as she works.
Yeah, she's very much got a get up and go about it that I even wish I had. Like, if she has an idea, best believe that's implemented the next day.
Yeah.
Like,
That's
it's
amazing.
already started. She's been on the phone to the printer. She's talked to the graphic designer.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of people
Aw.
that will still be in like the thinking stage or the planning stage. But she like just does.
Yeah.
And
I would say
kinda
that
wish I had
she's
a
got
bit
like
more
a
of that.
she's got like a self-confidence. Everyone's got insecurities.
Yeah.
But I would say that she's got like a knowing about her. And I think that comes from her knowing who she is in terms of God's child. And that was passed down to us. So along and so when you say like, how do you build self-confidence? Well, who do you think you are? Because I don't no longer need external validation for anyone to tell me who I am, for viewers to tell me, for a man to tell me, for anyone, any other human being. I don't need you to tell me who I am or what I can do or even can't do. I've always had a problem with rules and being defiant. But you can't tell me what I can and can't do, right?
Yeah.
I take that to the Bible because for me, that's my blueprint and that's where I get my self-confidence from. So if you're still confused about who you are, why you're put on this earth, what your purpose is, then you are going to have a low sense of low confidence, self-confidence, because you don't know who you are.
Yeah.
And
Work on that.
Who's your creator?
Yeah.
Why you're here? So I would say, find out. I use the Bible. That's where I get my blueprint from. I don't ask my parents because they can't tell me. They made me because God created me, but in terms of anything else, they can't really tell me. They're not my creator.
Yeah.
So
do you feel the same way?
Yeah, I feel like I've always, I don't know, I feel like it might sound a bit much, but I feel like I've always been pretty confident from young. And I feel like I've always just, even in the most uncomfortable situations, because I get uncomfortable, I get nervous, I get so nervous. Even Chrissy knows, if I have to do a speech, it's likely my voice is going to croak, it's going to get shaky. I get nervous, but I do it. I just do it because I have to. I feel like I'm the oldest as well. Yeah. And I feel like I've always been pushed 3. Oh, okay. I feel like I've always been pushed to just, well, Rachel will do it, or Rachel, you speak, or Rachel, you do. And I always give the example that
the elders are usually like that.
But I always get I get super nervous. I still remember one time when I was in my old job, I had to lead a meeting with all of the project managers, and I'm talking that this is like a room of like 6 older white men together, and me having to sit there and say, this is everything you lot are not doing right, and this is what you need to do.
How did that go?
And I was so nervous. I vomited before the meeting. I literally vomited. And I went in there, my heart was beating fast. They were all I walked in and they're already talking, laughing, and I've kind of just turned on my presentation like, hi guys. And I did the meeting, and I remember one of them questioned, he didn't like the fact that I said, like, you didn't do something that caused, this is the effect that it caused. And I went back and I said, no, I asked you to do this and you did not do it. I went back, and I remember afterwards my director was like, well done, you really like showed them and stood up at the end. And I just thought to myself, this man knew what I put myself through. 2 minutes before, like vomiting, shaking, heart palpitations. But I've always been so used to, but you got to do it. Like, I don't know what it is. I just always just
it
like,
could be the older.
I think it's the older, like, oh, you've got no choice. You really don't want to do this. But I'm just like, well, nothing I can do about it. I can't cry about it. I've just got to do it. And I've just, so I always say, maybe I don't even know if it's the confidence, but I always just, I have this idea that I've got to do it. It'll be all right. I'll live. I'm going to hate it, and I'm going to moan, and I might moan to Chrissy, and I might go on like, but in the end, I'll just
You're going to do it though.
Yeah. But I'm going to do it.
And you're going to do it well.
Have you heard that, like, a human's like biggest fear, apart from falling, is like public speaking?
Really? I can agree with that. I hate speaking publicly.
Yeah, apparently that's like the number one thing, and that our brain connects it really like closely to like death.
Why?
Like, I know my husband hates it.
Yeah, danger.
Leon wouldn't speak in front of a crowd. Yeah, he would literally. He like, take our wedding for example. If he could have been told you do not have to speak at a speech, he would have not. It was troubling him for
and do you know one thing I respect about Americans? I don't know if this is the same for the whole of America, for every school, but when they're little, don't they do show and tell?
Yeah, we do that. They do show and tell hair.
I've never done that. Oh. Show and tell.
Even my daughter does. She's 4. She has to do show and tell.
So that is good to get up the front. I had that in my school, to stand up and talk for no reason. Yeah, because it will set you up for life. And maybe I wouldn't have been so nervous in interviews
and to do it. Maybe.
But show and tell, I've always thought that was amazing. Even if your school or your children's school don't do it, I feel like kids should just do it anyway at the family dinner every Sunday.
I was glad you said that, because we started that at home. So I went to my children's assembly, and I realised that my child didn't have like a big speaking part. So I was a bit like, well, he's very outspoken at home, and I don't understand why he's not able to speak more than he did. So I spoke to him about it, and he said that he didn't want to. So I thought, right, okay, I think he's got like a speaking in public, like, problem. So on a Friday, I said that you two will stand up in the front of the front room and tell me what you did at school this week. Individually, you have to stand there and tell me something that you've done at school, not just our usual end of the day catch up. Like, how was school today? No, they have to stand in the front and speak individually. And we also have like a family meeting, and they have to speak at that as well, because I realised it is important to encourage it, because every child just doesn't have that naturally. And I would say that they don't really see me or their dad speaking publicly, maybe like how I grew up seeing my parents do it. So now I'm trying to install that into them. So it is really an important trait, but it's something that I did realise. I was thinking, are you nervous to speak in public? Normal to be nervous to speak in public, but I want to help
it
him
out
out
of
as
them.
young as I can, start him off
And
early.
actually, bear in mind, we have a brother as well, and he's just started like a YouTube.
Oh.
Aaron does football. For anyone ever wants,
Aaron
wants
does.
to go.
What's he speaking about? Football.
Yeah, football.
Is it a
Literally.
podcast?
No, he does like street interviews.
Yeah.
He just
Oh,
talks
does
about
he?
post-match stuff
Yeah.
as well. So yeah,
like
if
he
you're
told
super,
me.
if you're super into football, then yeah, that's a channel to watch. But
who does he support?
Arsenal. But yeah, but the point is. He would probably say, "Oh, mum and dad had like no effects on him." Like if you'd asked him younger, like, but even he doesn't realize that now. Even he's doing public speaking, interviewing, and it's
he?
like
Oh.
that's why I definitely think your childhood, how you grow up, even if you're not like thinking it consciously, is subconsciously shaping what you do or what you approach, or if you just give things a go, or if you're like, oh, you know, I'll just do this because the people around you did it.
Yeah,
So
it's
now
never,
you're just
it's
a bit
never
like,
like consciously.
yeah, and so you're just subconsciously, you're just like, well, they're all right, they did it, and I know them. I know she gets nervous. I know she doesn't like this,
Exactly.
but she does
I know
it anyway.
she's like a normal
I know
person.
she's normal. So let's just.
But I
go.
can also give my like opinion on that, because as I was growing up, my mum and dad, especially my dad, would always tell me that I'm capable of doing anything. He would tell me that my hair is beautiful because obviously, you know, I got afro that I love. He'd always be like, your hair's amazing, you know. And I'd be like, really? Because he knew how life would be as I get older. And to be fair, I've never, to this day, I wear wigs, of course. I wear, you know, extensions. But I've never relaxed my hair because I remember that my dad always used to say, your hair is beautiful. He used to touch it. I used to, you know, think I was Beyonce. But it does have an effect. It really does. And I agree with that.
That affirmation from our parents is.
And
where
also,
it
sorry to
starts,
cut
really.
you, also with my complexion, like being black, being dark skinned, he always used to be like, it's beautiful. You're just beautiful. You're like a model. And he used to really push it. And looking back now, it really has probably shaped the way I see beauty. Rather than being on Instagram and looking at the standards of beauty, like Western standard of beauty. I love all beauty, and I can appreciate all beauty, even though people may say I'm talking rubbish because of my wigs or my eyelashes and stuff, but really deep down, like, I love black beauty, and I feel like that was really pushed on me, and I really thank my dad for that, because it really did shape me. But yeah, one more question I have for you, actually. AI, because you know I'm a conspiracy theorist.
Go.
AI and the workplace. Once that comes into the workplace, what are you going to do? Because a lot of AI and robots are taking a lot of jobs, girl.
They are.
Then
A lot of jobs. I say in about 5 years, a lot of jobs are going to be broken down. For example, I don't believe that you'd probably even need an English language degree, because a robot can write a symphony and a poem in 20 seconds. How are you going to juggle that when that comes about?
I always talk to people about, you know what, I love history. History is actually my favorite subject. I was nearly going to do it at uni, and I chose to do creative writing instead. My degree is very random. But basically, what is so great, if you know history, is that throughout history, people have had a fear of the unknown, and people have always assumed when technology has advanced, when something new has come in, that's going to be over for you. You do not understand the hysteria that came when the computer was introduced into the workplace.
True.
And jobs did go, but what happened instead is new jobs began. And that is all that's going to happen. Just like now, we're already seeing roles that weren't necessarily a thing a decade ago. People are AI, machine learning, all of these roles that you're thinking, what is that? You have no idea that have now become really big roles that are in demand. That's all that's going to happen. So that's why I say you have to be prepared to be able to reskill. You might have to be prepared to learn something new, get a different certification. But all that's going to happen is our careers are just going to look very different. The world is not going to fall apart and we are all going to be homeless with no jobs. Trust me,
But
Tony.
you don't know
as a
that,
conspiracy,
though.
Tony, no one knows,
but
but you can only go by history. You have to accept this is what happens in history.
Change comes.
Yeah, change comes. People in the the Victorian days used to just be in factories. Everyone wasn't in an office. Nowadays, it's very rare for you to work in a factory.
Yeah.
This is just what happens with change and time and new technologies and new learning. There will be jobs, because all that will happen is something new now needs to happen. We need people that know how to do this to do with AI. We need people that need to do that. Jobs might get more technical. Yes, a teacher might not be as common a job as it is now. We have no idea.
We don't know.
But one thing for sure is there will be jobs. And just like what's happening now, there's just new jobs. There's just jobs that you've never heard of before that now they're looking for people to skill. There's new degrees that's come in. There's new certifications that come in. Yeah, it's just a new landscape, and it's important for you as an individual to learn what is in demand, what is the roles that are paying me way more than 30k. Learn that so that you can make sure that you have protected your job for the future. Learn how to use these new AI tools that everyone's using.
ChatGPT, Claude and gang.
all of that.
They are going to say learn how to actually use them,
so you can
and
be in
people
demand.
are paying people to teach them how to use these things. So what do you mean?
Paying someone to learn how to use ChatGPT.
Yeah, but to use it like as in like Claude, for example, you know, it's got Claude Co-work and all of this stuff that you can do.
Copilot.
You can make apps and you can do all of this stuff. People don't know how to do that. They just know how to say, can you review my CV against this job description?
Oh, is that a thing? I've never thought about that. That makes so much sense.
That makes sense.
And they're still going to need a career coach because they're still not using it effectively.
They're not using it effectively at all, which is why they're still not getting jobs. I use Claude a lot. I use Claude. It helps me run my business. I'm a solo preneur. What's the word?
Yeah, solopreneur.
Yeah, solopreneur. So, then I work for myself. I'm the person that does the roles, everything. So AI is helping me to automate, helping me to get things done quicker.
You use it in your daily. You use it in your job. Okay, that's good. Because I would expect you to be like totally against.
No way.
AI writing and
no, I'm against AI CVs for sure, but that's a completely different story. If you do not use it, like Chrissy said, the right way, if you just say write me a CV against this job description, you're gonna end up with a piece of rubbish. Essentially,
it could be.
You're just gonna end up with just AI writing you done this again, showing that you've done the role, not showing that you're good at the role. That's where positioning
if
comes in.
If the CVs were that good, that Claude and ChatGPT are spitting out, everyone would have the jobs that they want.
But everyone comes to me saying, I've used ChatGPT, I've used Claude, I'm still getting into it. Yeah, I know why.
I love ChatGPT.
Because,
I know a lot of people don't like it. I know they don't like that it can do your homework, and I know it can do a lot for you. A lot of people are against it, but like you said, move with the time. It's never going anywhere now. It's here to stay. I know that you feed it information and it could be this, and we could be living in a Terminator world soon, but I feel like it's
why do you guys go to like the worst of the worst?
Why is that the worst?
That might happen, but not yet.
How do you know? Did you ask God personally?
I think if anything like that happens, like computers take over or anything crazy like that, I generally don't think it's yet. I don't think anyone in this generation.
It can't even write a good CV. It can't even write a good CV.
It's far from taking over.
So it can't even do a non-generic lesson plan. It can't do enough yet.
But it can do a lot.
There. It could do a lot, but we have.
I don't think we're anywhere.
We're nowhere near being taken over,
and where we're going to be like hiding from the robot.
GPT.
But what jobs do you feel like will be safe in the next 10 to 15 years?
I don't think there's going to be a job that's necessarily safe.
But
I don't know of a safe job, but I would say any job where that relies on you being very people facing and like connecting with people, which is why I made the joke about teachers, but it is actually a reason why I don't think teachers will go anywhere, is because a lot about teachers' roles, which they will tell you, is more than just the lesson plan, teaching. It is that social interaction with the students, which is needed to help them grow throughout the adolescent years. So I actually do make jokes, but if anything, we'll need more teachers. I don't think we're going to not need teachers for now. But so I would say anything that is to do with like close interaction of people is definitely not going to go anywhere at the moment.
I did say 10 to 15 years.
At the moment I don't. Yeah, but even 10 years, I know some people might argue if you look at retail, but I don't include retail because retail wasn't really, you don't go to a shop because the people in Tesco were really nice. I said, yes, they did used to go to people. Yeah, you just,
going.
do you?
Well, I don't know, because why
you
not
go
shop
to get
online
your
then?
item. People do.
No, but, okay, but I just mean the people that don't shop online.
The reason that you don't go shopping online, I think, is genuinely just forgetfulness, because that was what happened with me. I would order online and I'll be like, I forgot to order the... But when you go to the shop, it's just like, okay, now I can see everything. I'll remember exactly
Pick up
what
more
I need
than
to
you
get.
need.
Yeah, always pick up more than you need. But then that's what stopped me from doing... And then I didn't like that they always replaced my items.
Yeah.
So if I said, they said, well, we didn't have this, and they just picked up something I would never pick up.
Yeah, you have to say you don't
Hated
want
that.
that.
I've never actually ordered food online.
Oh,
because
yeah,
I like
so-
to pick my meat.
Yeah,
That's what I'm
yeah,
saying.
yeah.
I like to
People
pick
like
my-
the experience of going and getting their
And
stuff
picking what you,
themselves.
but that's also ordering online is also kind of AI-ish.
Yeah,
It's completely
digital.
taken over. Even for you, life coaching. Soon you'll put down, I'm really depressed, I'm really sad.
People are
and
doing that.
ChatGPT be like, do this, do
Yeah,
that.
people
but
are
they
doing
do
that
now.
now. But I would love to meet someone who it's really worked for.
Yeah.
Like that their
And
kind of
it's
like
been
their
better
life
than the
has
human
changed. Now don't get me wrong, like it can help you with like putting a plan in place, a schedule. People do treat you like a therapist. I think I did at one point until I got like a proper coach. But I don't think it can ever be the
It can
questions that a human coach will
course
ask
not.
you, and that sometimes it just bigs you up
Yeah.
and just tells you what you want to hear, and that's not what I do anyway as a coach. I tell you the truth and I tell you what you need to hear,
And what
not
you
what you
need
want to
to
hear.
do.
And sometimes you have to like ask ChatGPT sometimes like, don't just agree with me.
Oh,
like,
really?
can you? Yeah, that's what some
well,
people say. Like, don't tell it not to just agree with you.
Yeah.
Tell it to give you like the real deal. And when you're working with a human being, you don't need to tell them that.
Don't
I'm
agree
just
with me because
like-
they're not good at it.
Yeah.
Well, some people are agreeers and people pleasers.
they are.
So
Yeah, I would say a good coach isn't really a people pleaser. You got to be honest with your client,
And
and
you say
you
you
can
are,
say it in the nicest way possible. But your client should know what kind of coach you are, how you coach, and how you communicate. So if I say to my client, like, we're not doing that, like, as in we're not like repeating these patterns again. Like, I can see that what you're falling into. We're not doing that. They're not going to be taken aback. Like,
some may.
no, because then I'm not your coach, and we've already spoken.
sure you
We've
must
already
have-
built rapport.
I'm sure you must have met some clients and they're like, they're confused that you're telling them what they
Not-
don't want to hear.
not-
Because they
not
may have been
mid-
heard what they want to hear for their whole life.
Not mid sessions. So I would say that's why it's important to build a rapport with your client before they become your client, because you've
Okay.
already watched my content. You already know me. I'm not like a stranger that you've got my details off like a directory. Like, I know that some life coaches are on like a directory. I see her picture. Okay, she looks nice. And then just hire her as a coach. Then you might not know what the person's like, so I would not suggest that. I would suggest kind of knowing your coach a little bit. Either you've seen their content, you've spoken to them on the sales call before you've actually hired them, so you know a little bit about them, and you can decide, make an informed decision, like, is she the one for me? Do you know how much women I meet that say like, I needed someone like you. I needed someone to tell me the truth the way you deliver it, and no one's explained it to me like that before. I kind of get it now. Like, they need you, whereas someone else might need Sally up the road. You need Sally, you don't need Chrissy.
Yeah.
Chrissy's too much for you.
Well, where can we find Chrissy?
Chrissy can be found on on Chrissy Empowers.
Chrissy Empowers.
Yeah, on all platforms, I think. Instagram and TikTok.
How do you spell Chrissy?
Empowers. CHRISSY.
SSY. And what are you doing now? What's your next ventures?
My next venture is I am building a community. So I do one-to-one coaching.
Okay.
But I'm building a community on a platform where women who want to change their life and they want to meet other women who are changing their life can come together and do it as a group, overseen with my coaching. So when I say
Sounds
change
good.
your life, it's like you have this dream, you have this goal, and you understand that it's you that's holding you back. So you know it's not finances, you know it's not anything like external time, the children. You've realized that it's just excuses and that you're ready to actually do the work on yourself so you can actually have the life and the business that you dream of. So that's the work that I do, and I'm building a community of women that want to go on that journey.
Can I join the community?
They can, but if you do want to also do it privately, just me and you, 1-to-1, 8 weeks or 16 weeks together, then I also provide that. Okay. And by the end of my 16-week program, just us working 1-to-1, you're basically like unrecognizable.
Oh, wow.
And you would have
that sounds great.
started the thing that you have been procrastinating, and you would have started the thing that you keep starting and stopping. Yeah.
I'm going to join 100%. And Rachel, what are your next ventures, my love? More viral moments?
Hoping. But essentially, I do coaching 1-to-1, but also group coaching, my hired job search lab. Right now, I already have a cohort of wonderful ladies that are currently working with me on a 6-week program to help to get them hired. So that will be running throughout the year. There will be different cohorts. Anyone who's thinking, oh my gosh, I just need a job and I just don't know how to show my value. I do not know how to show up. I do not know how to get past the ATS. I do not know how to work with AI. I do not know any of these things. Then this is the right
Rachel
program
is the one for you.
Exactly. But
where can we find you?
Do 1-to-1 coaching as well. So on Instagram, Rachel Hall Motivates.
Rachel Hall?
Yeah.
H-A-L-L?
Yeah, correct. And Rachel with an E, no A-E or E-A.
Is it?
Yeah, it's just R-A-C-H-E-L.
What, you would have put an A?
I promise you.
Yeah.
And Michael.
Yeah.
Oh, you put an A then.
No. So Rachel Hall Motivates, and for TikTok it's Rachel B Hall.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's fine. Or just getyouhired.co.uk.
Oh, getyouhired.co.uk. Yes. Yeah. Okay. Well, thank you so much for joining me today. This has been a great discussion. I think this has been an amazing discussion, and I wish you all the best in your futures and your endeavors.
Wish you all the best with the podcast.
Thank you so much.
And I'm very proud of you.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, well done.
Very proud.
Thank you for tuning in, guys. Make sure you follow, share, like, and subscribe. And I'll see you again next time. Thank you so much. Bye.